Hello, Kipsters, and welcome back. Before we begin our lesson today, I want to show you something kind of cute. These are some family pictures. These are my cousins and other people in my family. That is baby Miss Tate right there. Super cute. I'm always very animated, singing some music. This is my mom, and you can see that we literally look like twinsies. Very, very cool. Make sure you are thanking your parents during these times. I know the school closure has been rough on everyone, so make sure you are thanking your parents who are helping you with all of your lessons and things like that. We are about to dive into our lesson for the day. Here we go. All right. Today's geometry lesson is for Monday, April 13th. We are going to be describing the faces of a 3D solid and matching the solid to its net. So we're looking at different solids and matching the solid to its net. Remember, the net is like the 2D flat version of a 3D solid. All right, these are the solids that we're going to talk about today. The top, these are all prisms. Prisms are here, and these are all pyramids. If you want to sound really fancy, you can say polyhedra. Polyhedra. Polyhedra are just solids whose faces are made up of polygons. Remember, polygons are squares, triangles, hexagons, octagons. All of these have those flat faces that make up the solid. So all of the things in front of you right here are all polyhedra. I want to hear you say that in your fanciest way, polyhedra. Now, these are what we call sad solids. I'm calling them sad because they're not part of the cool kids crew, which is polyhedra. Remember, there is one shape that we talk about a ton, but it's actually not a polygon. That shape is a circle, and these all have circular faces. Or a sphere is really just like a giant circle that's extended up and down. So these are not solids we're going to be talking about today. We'll mainly be talking about prisms and pyramids. Now, polyhedra are divided into our two groups, prisms and pyramids. By the end of today, you really want to understand what does it mean to be a prism and what does it mean to be a pyramid. Now, ooh la la, let's check this out. Prisms, if your last name is Prism, you have certain things in common with all of your prism buddies. So all of these prisms up here all have certain things in common. If your last name is Pyramid, then you have certain things in common as well. All of these pyramids have certain things in common. Now, just like the Jonas brothers or the Hemsworth brothers, the Hemsworth have certain things in common because that's their last name. The Jonas brothers have certain things in common because that's their last name. But Nick is different than Kevin and Joe. I can't remember this guy's name. But they're all slightly different, but they have more commonalities because of their last name. So if we look at the Prism family, all these solids or all these polyhedra, their last name is Prism. So that means that they have certain commonalities. Just like Jockey and Janiah Butler have certain commonalities because they're siblings. So in the Prism family, every prism in the entire world, if your last name is Prism, you have two bases. Every prism person in the whole world has two bases. These bases match and are parallel to each other. So this is a hexagon. On the opposite side, you can kind of see there's another hexagon. This is an octagon. On the opposite side, there's another octagon. This is a square. On the opposite side, there's another square. Okay? This is what gives these prisms their first name. So Joe versus Nick Jonas are different because they're Joe and Nick, but they still have those same bases. So a square prism is going to be slightly different than a rectangular prism. The other biggest thing that I want you to remember, if you are in the prism family, you are representing those rectangles. All of these have tons of rectangles. All of these have rectangles on the outside, rectangles on the outside, rectangles on the outside, rectangles all around, rectangles all around, rectangles all around. The most common face on a prism is a rectangle. The most common face on a prism is a rectangle. Now, the number of rectangles actually matches the number of sides of one base. Let me show you. If I think about a triangular prism, that means I have two triangles, and then I need to have rectangles go around that triangle. It would need 1, 2, 3 over here. If I think about a pentagonal prism, it's going to have a pentagon and a pentagon. Then it's going to have 5 go around because pentagon means 5. How many rectangles do you think are around this octagonal prism? Think about it. Now, Next thing we're going to do, this is the prism family. We're now going to talk about the pyramid family. This is kind of like the Hemsworth. They are very different from the Jonas Brothers. They act, these guys like to sing. Okay? So we're now going to talk about the pyramid family. In the pyramid family, we don't see that many rectangles like we did before. The pyramid family is all about triangles. Their sides are triangles. The pyramid family is all about triangles. The pyramid family also only has one base, and that base is what gives it its first name. That's actually similar about the prism family. This is a pentagonal prism, so its base is a pentagon. This is a pentagonal pyramid, its base is a pentagon. But because it's a pyramid, it's got all of those triangles. So the base here tells us the first name. The last name, like the Hemsworths, is pyramid, which means we have triangles. So on a pyramid, the most popular shape you're going to see are triangles. Rectangles, triangles, rectangles, triangles, rectangles, triangles, triangles, rectangles, singers and actors. Cool, cool. Now, another cool thing about pyramids, they always have a top vertex. Since they don't have that other base on top, all those triangles boop, boop, come to a point, and they have that top point at the top. Now, as you can kind of tell, it's kind of hard to look at these 3D solids or these polyhedra and kind of know what happens all the way around it, which is why we have nets. Nets help us actually see what it would look like all the way around. So this right here is a 2D representation. It is flat of a 3D object. We can imagine taking those triangles, popping up the rectangles, and actually forming this solid. Now, when I look at this, I want to figure out the name. This is your goal today, to name that net. Name that net. Hello, net. What is your name? I need to name that net. So when I look at this net, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing 3 rectangles, 1, 2, 3, and I'm seeing 2 triangles. Now, I know that if I have more rectangles, it's going to be in the prism family. Remember, rectangles, triangles, rectangles, triangles. So since this has more rectangles, it has to be in the prism family. Now, the only other shapes are triangles. Those must be our bases because a prism has 2 bases. So it's going to be triangle, triangle, and 3 rectangles on the outside. My first name is triangle. My last name is prism. This is a triangular prism. This is a triangular prism. Let's go to the next one. Now for this one, I see triangles and I see this shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be a pentagon. And this picture is nice to us because it actually gives us the name of that base, which is a pentagon. You can kind of see how you could take this and flip it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could take each of those triangles, flip it up, and it would make this solid or this polyhedra. Pretty awesome. Now, when I look at this, I notice that it's got a top vertex. I notice that there's triangles. That makes me think of a pyramid. Remember, triangles, pyramid, triangle, pyramid. Now, since this is a pyramid, I want to look at the only other shape that is not a triangle. That shape is a pentagon. So this is a pentagonal pyramid. This is a pentagonal pyramid. Now, it is your job to name that net. For every problem you see, you want to be thinking, are there more triangular faces? Are there more rectangular faces? Triangle, pyramid, rectangle, prism. Look at the only other shape, and that's going to be its first name, like Joe and Nick, and then the thing that brings it together is Jonas. Here we go. Check this out. What shapes do you see? What are those faces? What do you think the name of this net is? Name that net. Let's check out this next one. Name that net. What shapes do you see? Yo, 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 what's your name? I don't know. Kipster, help me out. Name that net. Let's check out this one. I see that it's coming to this top vertex. What is that going to be? What shapes do we see the most? The next one, name that net. What do we notice? Check it out. What shape do you see the most of? Prism or pyramid? Which figure will that net make? What is the name of this other shape? Name that net. Whoa, crazy one. Remember to make sure you get some sun in these School closed times. I know going outside has been helpful to me. That makes me think of the sun. What is that? Good luck naming that net. You guys rock. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Can't wait to see your scores on Edpuzzle. Keep up the awesome work. Bye!